Shout out my guys as usual. Shout out Doug. You know what I mean? And obviously, you know what it is, bro. Shout out Pounds.
Any of the guys done therapy?
I tried it.
How did you get on?
It didn't last.
Why?
The woman said, the therapist, black woman, she said, you got to do what makes you happy, Liz. And I said, I can't do that.
Yeah. You need to tell me what.
Facts. Hey, brother, you see that? You got to do what makes you happy, bro. Listen, that's why, brother, as a man, you shouldn't go to a female therapist anyway. Do you know what I mean? That was his first mistake. Do you know what I'm saying? Because women live a different reality to men. Do you know what I mean? Do what makes you happy, bruv. Men have never been allowed to do what makes them happy. And when they do what makes them happy, they get called all sorts. They get called selfish. They get called all these things, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because being a man, yeah, sacrifice is part of being a man, bro. Most of the time, you don't get to do what makes you happy. You have to do what's quote unquote right or what needs to be done, not what makes you happy. That's crazy. That's what being a woman is. Oh, do what makes you happy.
What do you think makes me happy? That's how probably that's why I probably couldn't go for it.
Wait, why are you under the assumption you're not living for yourself?
Because you're not, though. Men don't live for themselves. Pounds is gonna educate. I know it because this is my guy.
Men don't live for themselves.
Thank you.
Men don't live for themselves. You didn't know that. You didn't know that.
Of course she didn't know that, bro. She doesn't know men. She doesn't understand men, yeah. And step one for women, yeah, to be able to get a man and keep a man, you need to understand what makes a man. A lot of these gal, yeah, don't understand what makes a man, so they can't keep one. They hate men, bro. This Tolly thing hates men. And the worst thing is, women like this end up having sons, bro. And then I have to punch up their sons, bro, because they got raised by a woman like this. This is the problem. Do you see what I'm trying to say, bro? Like, if your mum hates men and you're a boy, you're in trouble, bro.
Mike,
Men live
can you get a mic? Okay, can he be heard?
You can be heard.
Okay, I understand it, right? Because I'm big on the community, right? It's not just about you. So I get what you mean by that, right? But that doesn't mean you don't get to pick for things you want. That makes for a very miserable life if you're like, because even like
that is the life of a man. She's saying it makes for a miserable life. That's the life of a man. Do you know what I'm saying? As a man, if you have a youth, yeah, you need to think, yeah, that I need to be able to financially provide for this youth for at least 21 years. Women don't have that same pressure. Do you know what I mean? When women are carrying the baby and that's the pressure. And then once the baby's out, dad, all right, cool. It's you now. You need to make sure, yeah, that we can live now for the next 21 years. If mum loses her job, it don't matter. Do you know what I'm saying? When you got a youth, yeah, if the youth falls down and cuts their knee, they go to mum. If they want money, they go to dad. It's always been that way. So the pressure to provide and perform for a man is never ending. You know, like that. You don't get to just do what you feel like, bro. You have an obligation in society, bro, whether you like it or not. Like, we don't get to do what makes us happy, blood. We have to do what needs to be done.
I know it sounds so mad. Sometimes I don't do the right thing because that's not what makes me happy.
Because you're a woman. Yeah.
It's the right thing to do. Like I could lean towards blowing something down because I'm like, ultimately, I want peace to reign in my life, right? So don't you think you are set?
But that's nothing in comparison to a man.
But don't you think that you are setting yourself? Well, okay. General question.
Go ahead.
Each of you can answer this, please.
Go ahead.
What do you think makes a man a man?
Brother, you see what she just said? She said often she don't do the right thing because it just feels good, bro. Women act on how they feel and on emotions. And this is why, yeah, they can't lead. Oh, Rants. It's misogynist. It's the fucking truth. Because when you're a leader, whether it's the leader of your family, yeah, or the leader of a country, or the leader of a business, yeah, you have to do what needs to be done. It's not about how you feel, bro. Do you see what I'm saying? So she's given us all the reasons why they should never be in charge. But man will say that I'm wrong for saying it. Cancel me then. You know, like that. Try.
Do you mean what makes a man a man?
Yeah, like what? Because you keep saying
can we change that to a man's what a man's role is? Can we change it to what?
No, not well, nothing. What is it about you see someone that's like, yeah, that's a man?
What do you know what a man's role is? What do you mean what makes a man, bruv? Testicles, blood, and chromosomes. Do you know them way there? That's what makes a man. Do you know what I mean? What are we doing here?
A man that, to me, a man, I can answer that because I think that's about some of my friends sometimes. And I'll be like, yeah, he's a man that I can respect. That a man that takes care of his family, makes sacrifices at times for his family. He makes sure his people are looked after. He protects, provides, etc., etc. And you will have to, at times, you take a back seat. Once you're a man and you take on a woman and you have children, etc., you're not the priority anymore. They're the.
You see that? This is why Pound's my guy. This is why we can sit down and reason. You know, you're not the priority. And a lot of women struggle with that. You know the amount of women that have kids, yeah? And all they do is complain about what they can't do anymore, bro. Like, bruv, you're not the priority no more. As soon as you have a child, you live for that child, innit? If you want to live for yourself, don't have kids, innit? This is what I always say to people. Like, it's okay. If you want to be selfish, it's okay. But having kids and being selfish is ridiculous. And this is the reality. And a lot of these gal, they'll have their utes and then they're parking off the ute at their mum's house and they're back out in the club. Get your ass at home.
The priority. We making sure that you lot are okay becomes the number one priority. So in that, you have to take a back seat.
I think men are always taking a back seat to a certain extent. And
you
know when a man's putting himself first because women or other people be first to call him selfish.
Bruv, you see what I'm trying to say? This is why these are my codees, blood, for this reason. As bruv, when man's out living the bachelor life, you know, the man are out there going clubs, dating, doing everything for yourself, brother. The gal hate it, calling you all sorts of things, bro. But you're just doing what makes you feel good. It doesn't come across well, bro. It don't come across well. Gal are calling you all sorts when you're doing what makes you feel good. But when they do it, it's just a Tuesday.
Because you know he's putting himself quickly because it is apparent that person is putting himself first. But even let's say like my friends or people that I know that ain't in a relationship where I can say they're a stand-up guy, they're probably it's because it's the way they conduct themselves. It's the way that they talk. It's the way that they move. It's the way that even with my friends that ain't in relationships, how they look out for me. Do you get what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's that real stand-up guys that you can call someone. It's the way that we look out for each other. Do you get what I'm saying? In a way, and then when you have got a family and you are in a relationship, it's the little things that you do that, you know what I mean?
The same thing you said about the broad shoulders.
Yeah,
and that's what we're designed for. So
go on. Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what's mad that I was saying I was chatting yesterday and someone said to me, and it's true. Like what you can tell as guys is because we deal with things and men deal with things that they do not talk about.
You won't even know.
You won't even know. Like it's like the bills, the this, the that, the which people will make a big song and dance and be like, oh my god, sharing bills, 50-50, this, that. But men will just deal with whatever it is that is at their table.
Certain man will.
Like the real men. The men that are men that were raised by men that know how to be men, bro. Women cannot raise men. It's impossible. The same reason why my man went to a counselor or a psychologist or whatever you want to call them, a therapist, and it was a woman, and she said, you got to do what makes you happy, bruv. Your dad ain't going to tell you that shit. You know what I mean? My dad's never told me nothing about happiness in life, you know. Never. A few poignant things that my dad has always told me, yeah, that will always ring true. It has nothing to do with happiness. Man will say, son, if you can't do something, make sure you got enough money to pay someone to do it, blood. That's it. Or make sure that you know someone, because network is very important as a man. Who you know is way more important than what you know, blood. That's how you get things done in life, bro. It's about knowing the right people. It's about having the resources to get shit done, bro. That's what it's about. It's not about happiness, bro. It's never been about happiness. Furthermore, yeah, as a man, your happiness comes from taking care of business, bro. When you know that everything that needs to be done is done because of you, that's where happiness comes from. Do you know what I'm saying? When you got roof over your head, if you got youths, if your youths have got school uniform, they got food in their belly. Do you know what I'm saying? You got your car, you got everything sorted. There's no stress, bro. Like, that's where happiness comes from. Sitting down in your house at the end of the day and your family are patterned, and it's because of you. That's where the happiness comes from. Most of the time, men get happiness from doing stuff for other people. They don't really get happiness for doing stuff for themselves. Now I'm saying I hit 120K on YouTube yesterday. I wasn't happy about it. It was just like, all right, cool. That's one milestone down. Where's the next one? Run me 130 now, 140, 150. That shit don't make me happy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, man don't get fulfillment from that. Do you know what I mean? It's just me, job done. All right, what's next? You know what I'm saying? Man don't get happiness from that. Happiness comes from actually doing things that are meaningful for other people, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Whether that be for your family or whatever. If you're in a position to put your, like, during COVID, me and X said to Mumsy, yo, like, you know what I mean? Go Caribbean for 3 months. You can't work anyway, bruv. You might as well get out of the country, bro. Hold some money. Go over there, enjoy your life, bro. That man get way more happiness from that than numbers on the screen. Man don't get happiness. Man get happiness from knowing that man can do those things.
That's how, like,
that's
what
how
is
we
at their
see it,
table, we will just deal with it, and it's not a talking matter. Do you get what I'm saying? What is a talking matter to us is maybe seems something that's so crazy, like that's what we're going to chat about. But everything else that life throws at us, we just
deal with. I could deal with it.
That's me personally. That's why I'm down for the dismantling of patriarchy, like completely. Because I don't think it benefits anybody.
It doesn't benefit.
It benefits us, bro. Because when men don't have a purpose, do you know what I'm saying? When men don't have a purpose, yeah, and they're not achieving in life, they kill themselves a lot of the time. People don't want to talk about it. Do you know what I'm saying? But when a man is on their purpose and they feel like they're achieving everything they're meant to be achieving in life, they're happy. They're not pressing the delete button. They're not doing it. You know them ones there. When a man's out of shape, overweight, mentally in a bad place, physically in a bad place, what they want to be doing, they're not doing. This is when they start having these thoughts, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, man need to understand where this thing comes from, bro. By nature, we want to be growing. We want to be achieving things. We want to be bettering ourselves and bettering the situations of people around us. When we can't do that, we feel like we have no purpose. We are failing, and they're more likely to press the delete button, bruv. This is what it is. Dismantle the patriarchy. The patriarchy, yeah, is keeping you safe. The reason why you can be a successful woman out there making money is because of the patriarchy. You know why? Because men are the ones that enforce, yeah, things that keep women protected and keep them rich, blood. If there was no patriarchy and it was every man for themselves and men weren't policing men, women wouldn't be safe. The patriarchy, bruv, you owe the patriarchy. Because if it was a matriarchy, man, then, bruv, what woman is stopping man from doing anything? Like, machine for machine, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Now, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? The patriarchy is keeping everyone safe. Because if women were in charge, men would say, fuck this, I ain't listening to her. Just stick the kettle on, love. Do you know what I mean? What are you going to do about it? Do you know what I mean? That's what would happen.
I mean, like, you not carrying the weight of the world
But
on
you
your
said
shoulder.
earlier on,
what do you mean not talking about
this
it?
was the design.
But those are things.
It wasn't the design by men. This is the one, yeah, that's saying, I'm leaving everything to God. If you believe in God and you believe in the Bible, who did God make first? And who came from who? Who came from whose rib? What are we talking about? Do you know what I'm saying? So that means God put the man here first. So he's in charge. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you believe the story, he listened to his gal and everything went sideways, innit? That's the Bible in a nutshell, guys. You know them ones. In a nutshell, man listens to woman, everything's collapsed. Do you know what I'm saying? So there you go, innit? There you go. Don't listen to them. That's what God's trying to tell you.
We do it. So you see, like, if I have a month where things are financially tight, that's just life. Like, I'll deal with it. Like, if I have a month where there's things going on in my life where things ain't looking, it don't mean that we're not talking about it and we're not dealing with it, but these are parts of our DNA and the way that we're wired, that I feel like real men handle those situations.
Well, the thing is, you're saying that as if to say you're just like, I deal with that. I'm not a man. I think
No, you're because you're a fucking adult. You know what I mean? Girl, you know when girls say I've got my own house, I got my own car, I got my own, bro, that's called adulting. That doesn't make that's normal. But the pressure's not there for you to have these things the way it is for men, bro. You could easily fall on your face and go back home and no one's judging you, bro. Man, them are getting judged, bro. Man, them get judged for everything. Like man was saying, even when God put my man there, and then my gal ate the apple and that, God said, yo, you're pussy, yo. To him. Not even to her, because he expected her to shake the thing. He said, you pussy, yo, you're weak. You see that? Can't even control your own gal. Now, everyone has to suffer, you know. The man still got punished, you know. Not even the gal. Man ain't got no time for that. He knew what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? The man got the blame even when it weren't his fault. But it is your fault, because you're meant to be in charge, my G. And it's the same within the house, blood. If you're the dad of the house and your youth's outside doing fuckeries, they're not asking where the mum is. They're like, yo, where's the dad? Because the dad's supposed to create structure, not the mum. Do you know what I mean? I've never heard anyone say, oh my God, where's the mother? When the youth's out here just skinging down the place. Oh, where's his mum? Call his mum, bruv, man. Mum who? Where's the dad? You get me? There ain't no pressure on mums to do nothing. If your mum's broke, everyone says, oh, mum done so well. Like, remember when Rashford done the TV thing, talk about, oh, like, we never had no food and I had to eat at Manchester United and all them things there. Everyone was feeling sorry for man's mum and that. Imagine if he grew up with his dad, yeah, and man was saying, oh, yeah, dad never had no money and we were starving. They said, bro, your dad should have got 3 jobs. Talking about you starving. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean they have no money? Your dad's a deadbeat. You know what I'm saying? What happened to the deadbeat mums and that? Never heard deadbeat mum, but you hear deadbeat dads all the time, bro. The pressure's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Women are allowed to fail. Men are not allowed to fail. And when you do fail, you get pulled up on your failures as a man, bro. It's not the same. Oh, I got the same pressures as a man. No, those are pressures that adults have.
All these things that you put on this, what makes a man, are just labels that you lot have put on yourself. Ultimately, what makes a man is that he's either born a man or he identifies as a man. That's the
identifies as a man. Nah, my brother, it don't, innit? Because if you identify as a man, yeah, and I'll bang you in the face, yeah, trust me, people are still gonna be looking at me funny, you know. They'll be like, Rants, do you get me? Like, what's going on? I'll be like, bro, identifies. Do you know them way there? It's crazy. Imagine if a girl was chatting shit and I just said, you know what? I identify as a woman and punched her in the jaw. Boom. Do you think, but would it be okay then? Do you know them ones there? If man just a quick identity shift and that, you know what I mean? Since we're playing this game, boom, you know, like that. Say, all my man strength's gone, bro. What you talking about? You know what I mean? Bruce Jenner and trust me, man, go to court, Your Honor, I identify as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Crazy work, bro. What's this identification?
The only thing identifies with. Don't get yourself in trouble.
No,
don't get yourself.
Nah, bro, ban the trouble.
Yeah. It's either what makes a man or what that. So that's all it is.
Look at Audrey. She's like, fuck all this PC shit. That's why she's married, bro. You get me? Because she knows how to just smile and be quiet. You know them ones. You see that? You see the difference between the two things? You get me? That's the difference. She got the ring on her finger. She's smiling. She's quiet. The other one just chatting bare shit, bro. Captain Jack Sparrow's at it again, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Chatting bare shit, bro. And this is why you're on your own. You don't have to smile and shut the fuck up.
Nah,
that's all it is.
Deeper than that.
In your opinion.
But everything else you've done to it, you've added to it.
Nah, it's not added
We ain't added nothing.
to it because
Trust me, you have.
It's not. It's because it's responsibilities and things that
Yes.
But it makes you a responsible person, not a man.
But subconscious.
No, it's not responsible person. You're talking about doing adult stuff. You're not talking about the unspoken, the burdens that come with being a man, or not even a burden, because I don't see it as a burden. It's the responsibility. Some people see it as a burden, yeah, if the weight's too heavy. But bro, if you're not strong enough, that's a you thing. You know what I'm saying? Being a man is character building, is humbling. You know, like that. It depends on everyone's journey as a man is different. However, yeah, there's certain things that you go through in life that build you as a man, bruv. You know, like that. Being a man is actually a fucking journey, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? It is a journey from when you're at school. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're at school and you're not popular at school or you're not good at nothing at school, you know you're not good at nothing because you don't really have friends. You don't get gal. Life tells you early on that you ain't shit. You know them ones. There's no way you're getting around it as a man. You know them ones. As a woman, yeah, brother, at school, even if you're fat, bruv, man are still trying to draw you because there's always someone that ain't getting no pussy that will holler at you. You know them way there. If you're a neek at school and you're a girl, man are still trying to be. Do you know what I'm saying? Like life don't really, you get me? Life ain't lifing like that for you. It's crazy. As a man, bro, if you got nothing to offer at school, blood, you learn early as a man. If you got nothing to offer, nobody sees you. You're invisible. Not good at football. Not good at fighting. Do you know what I'm saying? Not good at acting, so you're not in the school place. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in bottom set. You know what I'm saying? You're not really doing nothing. You ain't got money like that. So it's not like you got the new kicks. Do you know what I'm saying? Fucking own clothes day, you ain't got the wavy clothes because you ain't got money like that. Bro, if you got nothing to offer, these gal are not seeing you. You don't exist, bro. Do you know what I mean? So you learn from a very early age at school, as a man, you're only as useful, yeah, as what you bring to the table. That's it. That's it. Women don't have that burden, bro. They just got to fucking show up more times.
Obviously, there's responsibilities that you say, all right, just being born a man and just being born that's one thing. But then there's so many things that we deal with on a day-to-day that we just deal with it. It's not even that
if an intruder breaks into this building right now,
that's things that society.
Say that again.
If your car needs fixing right
but
now,
that ain't society, brother. If someone breaks in, brother, this is why having female friends is a liability. Because if I'm out with a female friend, yeah, and when I say out with them, we could just be going to get lunch or something like that. Theoretically, this would never happen because I don't roll like that. Or like I'm going out and I bump into her. If someone grabs her handbag, even though I'm not her man, she's looking at me to get it back, you know. Because naturally, women feel like men owe them protection. Do you know what I mean? The same way you might be, yeah, as a man, you might be in a club. You might be in a queue for a nightclub. This has happened to me a long time ago. You're in a queue for a nightclub and you see a man and a gal arguing, yeah? Brother, the gal is looking at man in the queue, you know, to help her, you know, like man that she don't know. Do you know them, man that she don't know? People are looking at, oh, can someone help her? But she's getting punched in her head by this brother. So I don't know this brother. I don't know her either. Why should I help her? Why should I risk my life, bro? Like, there's an expectation as a man that if a woman's in trouble, you should risk your life to save her, blood. Even if you don't know the bitch. It's there. And it's inbuilt, bro. It's nothing to do with society. The same way in America, when there was that shooter that time, I can't remember where it was, but there was a brother in a hotel and he was shooting and that. And there were men running and grabbing women and taking bullets for people they don't know. Because there's something inbuilt, yeah, ingrained in the male DNA to protect women, bro, and children. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just there, bro. Naturally, your fight and flight kicks in and you're like, oh shit, she's vulnerable. I need to save her. I don't know the bitch. I'm taking cover. Do you know them way that I ain't bulletproof? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I would have been tying my shoelaces, bro. Like, fucking hell, bruv. Do you know what I mean? America. You know them way there? It's mad.
No.
I'm going to the mechanic.
And what's the mechanic going to be 99 times out of 100?
Because that's what it happens to be.
If there's
it don't happen to be nothing. It don't happen to be nothing. Women gravitate towards working with people. And men tend to work with things. This is why a lot of women do teaching and they do, like she went to a therapist. Men don't want to be therapists. Men don't want to sit down and just be chatting to man for no reason, the chatty patty shit. Do you know what I'm saying? No way, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? The fields that are female dominated for a reason. And the fields that are male dominated for a reason. How many women do you see laying concrete and doing all the manual labor? It's not because they're not allowed to. It's because they don't want to fucking do it, bro. They don't want to. It doesn't, bro. You know the beautiful thing about nature, yeah, is if you take away all the luxuries, yeah, men and women just fall into the natural gender roles on its own, you know. Naturally. It's only because of society that women think that they're equal to us. Hell no, they ain't. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if we had to go cut firewood and all them things there and start fires and all them things there, but what, you think them women are there with their saw, yeah? With the manual saw? Doing what? Building houses, building shacks and them things there. If we was on a desert island, you think them women want to go get the saw and be doing up lumberjack with the axe? They're looking at you like, yo, that's a man's job. What are we talking about?
Construction and labouring jobs that need to be done. Who are we gonna go to?
There were women there.
Yeah,
No, but come on,
the
let's-
thing
let's-
is-
There are women there. All right, cool. So the exception makes the rule now.
Yeah.
Let's not do that.
No,
Let's
but
be
that's the way the
let's be
world is
real.
set up.
but that's the way I
Because
get that because
there's
That's what-
certain
that's
physical
what a
demands
patriarchy is.
that men
But
have to step up to. I'm sorry, but it just is what it is.
No, I know
Serena
that, but
Williams
that's
is
not
an
what makes
amazing
you a
tennis player.
man.
It is what makes you a man. It is though. My testosterone, the fact that I'm strong, they say the average man's grip strength is 3 times of the average woman. That's what makes us a man. This is why men that transition over to being women shouldn't be fighting against women, blood. Because you're still a fucking man, bro. Because that 3 times grip strength, when you box her in her jaw, bro, you could kill her. You know, like that. The average man could kill the average woman with his bare hands, bruv. Bare hands. That's what makes you a man, bruv. Of course it does.
No, but what makes
But you just ask, what do you think? What do you think a man?
And the
has to
reason
do?
why I asked that is because
I'm enjoying what you're saying. I'm here for it.
The reason why I asked it is because I wanted you guys to realize all the pressure you lot are putting on yourself. Like patriarchy by design doesn't benefit women or men.
Brother, it benefits women. It doesn't benefit men. Like, men holding men accountable doesn't benefit men. It doesn't. Because if men just decided that they were just going to do the Mazzoline thing, it's women that would suffer, not men. Because it would be survival of the fittest, bro. The biggest, baddest men would rule. And that's how it used to be. Before there was order, the biggest, baddest man with the biggest army used to run things. You get me? They used to run things. And bro, mentally, I'm a savage. So I could live in a time like that because I would find a way to survive. If I wasn't the baddest man, I would be around the baddest man and I'll be part of his crew, blood. And we'll be mashing up people together. I know I'd survive in those times. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the gal ain't surviving. A lot of these gal are going to be war brides because I'm punching up your man and you're coming with me. And that it's not mine, so you might have to die. I'll be honest. Those were the times. Those are the times. So patriarchy is the reason why she can make money for sitting down talking into a microphone and people can disagree with her, but they can't see her on the road and do her nothing because we have police. And the police are men that are keeping men in order. That's what the laws are. The laws and the police are men protecting women from other men and protecting men from other men. So the patriarchy is what keeps things in order. Without patriarchy, there is no order. Do you know what I'm saying? So women looking at the patriarchy as a negative, shows you just how oblivious they are to how life used to be and how life could be. Because if men have the strength, the physical strength to enforce laws. If men are not enforcing laws and it's every man for himself, women don't stand a chance. They're not winning any fight. They're not winning nothing. No one's listening to anything they say because you can just hold a box, bruv. What are you going to do? So how could you look at patriarchy as a negative? Literally, that you're able to exist in the life that you exist in because men are allowing you to exist in that life. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, she's sitting there now, gold jewelry on, nice handbag and all these things. If there was no patriarchy, a man could just see her and just take those things. What are you going to do? Go to the police? Men, not interested. Like, bro, you're not safe leaving your house if men are not there to enforce laws. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, women ain't overthrowing no government or nothing like that. They're not doing that. Men will do that shit. So men have to keep other men in control because we're the ones that are able to exert a certain amount of force. They can't do that. So patriarchy benefits women more than it benefits men. Because men could just be on a bad man thing if there was no patriarchy and there was no man holding other men accountable and keeping them in order. There'll be savages out there. Do you know what I'm saying? A woman wouldn't be able to leave the house with nothing nice, bro. Because that's easy food. Run me that watch. What? See a woman at traffic lights in her A-class, run me that Mercedes. Get out the car. You gonna say no? Like, what? Nah, bro, that shit turn into Grand Theft Auto real quick.
all days or anyone. It
I
doesn't
agree.
benefit
No, but
us.
it doesn't. But these
but
are
it
things.
doesn't
But
benefit
I know,
us.
but
it
remember,
It makes you guys
It's just-
but
miserable. It makes
remember,
you guys
these
miserable.
are things that
I'm not
naturally-
miserable.
I'm not
No, I mean,
miserable
but
either.
you
My cousin's
are.
not miserable.
Nah,
We're
You are, you're
joyous.
not.
But the
You're
thing
not.
is,
You're not
joyous.
but the
happy.
thing
I know
is,
you're not
but the
happy.
We're
thing is, the
joyous.
things that we take on board as what we feel is a responsibility of as a man,
I
we're
love
not
it.
complaining about
I
it.
look
Yep.
at my sons.
No,
I look at my sons
hear me,
and
hear
see,
me.
and my heart is filled with joy.
Do you know how I know you're-
That's it, Pounds. Tell them, listen, I'm not miserable. Can never be miserable. Pressure makes diamonds, fam. The man in life that have been through the most are the guys that tend to come out the other side most successful. Is character building, fam. The best men, yeah, the most respectable men, yeah, that you see, these men have been through some real shit, you know. You know, man. The reason why man can sit down here and speak to you guys about things and I can analyze things the way I analyze things is because I experienced many, many things in life. I might not be that old, but I've been through a lot, you know, like that. And I don't see it as a negative. I've lived life. I've traveled. I've been around women from loads of different cultures. So I can sit here and categorically tell you that they're really all the same. They're really all the same. In their core, they're all the same. They all want the same things. They might go about it differently to get it, but all in all, they want the same things. And it's not a negative thing. You can't see it as a negative thing. And it's the same with men. Men all want the same thing in their core. Do you know what I mean? And when they don't get those things, they deal with it a different way. Like I was saying, certain men, when they got no purpose, do you know what I mean? And they feel like they're not going nowhere, they're not doing nothing, and they're useless because men want to be useful. Men want their woman to ask them to do stuff for them. Oh, can you open this jar for me? Can you get this off the top shelf? And that. Men want to feel needed. When men don't feel needed in society, this is when fuckery happens. These gal hate men. They hate men. But then they expect men to love them. It's crazy. If you say you don't need us, what the fuck do you expect? Do you know what I'm saying? Respect is a man's main love language. If you don't show men respect, yeah, you'll see the worst side of that man. Do you know what I'm saying? Man are outside killing people for respect, you know. Well, you disrespected man's name, so now man have to come around your block and man have to shoot up the place. Man are going jail because they got disrespected every day, bro. Respect is important for men.
You're not happy. Those things can be true, but he just said his therapist told him, do what makes you happy, and he couldn't.
Yeah, he couldn't, because that's not real life.
He's
So
not
that means
happy.
it's something
He's
that makes
not
him happy, but
doing
he's not
something that
actively-
makes him
yeah.
happy.
Yeah, but
Because
making
you don't know
happy,
what he's talking about.
Making
Yeah.
him happy could be going dream weekend.
You don't know
Man,
what-
I want to go dream weekend this
he does
week.
want to go
Yeah.
shopping.
You don't know what it could be.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I think that patriarchy doesn't benefit anybody. These things that you guys put on yourselves or that the society puts on you,
It benefits
it's made
you.
up.
But
Do you know
it's
what I
not-
mean?
can't
Like-
say
you
that.
know what?
It benefits you. It benefits you more than it benefits us. You hate the structure that's allowing you to be who you are and have what you have. Do you understand how crazy that is? Like, they're so oblivious, yeah, to how good they have it, that they hate the one thing that's allowing them to have everything they have.
You know how mad that is, and you know what?
It's
That
made up.
that to me just shows you how sometimes
The ladies
I feel
just-
like
they just said
women
about the
may
broad
not even
shoulders.
understand the expectation, like what men deal with on a day to day, and just deal with it.
But Tolly
Like,
does
because
because
you're
you said
saying
the
like
broad
I
you're
get
shoulders.
it.
saying that everything.
I'm
that
gonna
you're
keep coming
saying-
back to the
No,
broad shoulders.
no,
You
I
said,
get it.
why were we design? You
You
said
see my
it.
shoulders.
Why
I
were we
get it.
designed with the broad
The
shoulders?
impact of
Bro, she said that men were designed with broad shoulders, yeah, to go through these things and to look after this. Bro, women have wide hips, we got wide shoulders, innit? You got to carry the youths and we got to carry the burden of the family. This is how it was meant to be. So this is the beauty of these girls, because they contradict themselves multiple times in these two clips. So they know the information, but they've been programmed by society in a way that they're regurgitating stuff that they've heard without actually sitting down and thinking about what they're saying. You can tell when someone's just spewing stuff. If you don't press them, it's just sound bites, sound bites, sound bites. The patriarchy. You're putting pressure on yourselves. We're not putting pressure on ourselves. This pressure's always been there, bro. And it's not a negative thing. Do you know what I'm saying? If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. And a lot of guys do get out the kitchen, bro. This is why the suicide rate's so high. I'll be honest, bro. It's a kitchen, bro. Yeah, either you cook or you get cooked. This is life. This is life as a man.
patriarchy is
pushing
mad.
a lot
I'm
of weight.
I'm not
Yeah.
even. I'm not
No,
a man, and
I
I
get
feel
it.
So I can only imagine
and
being in a
the
male
thing is,
body.
I don't I don't feel no way like or have any feeling about women thinking like that, because it's like you're entitled to think how you feel and feel like that.
And
but
we
then
feel how we
we
feel.
just take
That's
it on.
me.
We'll just take that on and say, even to a woman to say, you know what, we feel like everything that you're taking on board is brought on by what you lot think and how we'll just take that and carry that.
We want to make
sure
sure that
we'll just take
Okay,
that
so
and carry
question
that.
for the room.
Go on then. Go
How
on.
can the women in your lives lessen the load?
By what they do.
Like,
they do
no, like
listen.
what?
100%. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's what a woman's supposed to do. She's meant to make your life easier, yeah, by doing certain things for you and just making the journey smoother. You know them ones. Like I said, I could never live with a gal that's not washing my clothes. That's not making sure that the house is clean. That's not doing these things, because these are things I do not want to do. I just don't want to do them. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's one of them things where if you just do little things for me that make my life easier, you're playing your part. That's it, bro. Do things without me having to ask you to do things, because you just know that I need it done. Do you know what I mean? If a woman cares about you, she will study you, yeah, and she will understand the stuff that you need. Do you know what I mean? If your girl knows, yeah, that every morning when you wake up, one of the first things you do is you make yourself a coffee to start your day, she'll make sure that you never run out of coffee in the house. She'll make sure that she loads up the coffee machine for you and leaves your cup underneath the thing. Or she'll get up and she'll make you the coffee and bring it to you in bed, depending if you like your coffee and bread. Do you know what I'm saying? She'll do these things. If you're a gym man like me, she'll make sure that your clothes are always washed, because then there never needs to be a time where, bro, man need to go gym and man ain't got no clean clothes. It's just little things like that, bro. You should be, as a man, you should be able to just get up and go because your gal's patterned everything else, bro. That's how she earns her keep, bro. This is how she stays around. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you're a dad and you got a daughter as well, that's the important shit that you should be teaching her, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? If you embed yourself in a man's life, yeah, and you make his life easier, he'll never leave you, blood, because he won't know how to function without you. That's the reality. He won't know how to function, you know, like that. If you make sure that everything that he needs doing gets done, I'm a man that don't like admin. So if you're my girl, you're doing all my admin. I don't like doing paperwork. Nothing. So, do you know what I mean? Whether it's bills in the house, whether it could be anything, bro. Like, I don't want to see a bill. Just tell me how much the money is and I'll send you the money. Or I'll make sure the money's in the account. If you got a joint account or something, I don't want to see a bill. I don't want to see nothing. Anything to do with admin, I don't want to see it. Just tell me how much money and I'll send you the money. If you do that, for most men, they're not leaving you. I'll be honest. Because you just help their life it's just clockwork. Anything that needs to be done, you've handled it. Safe. Do you know what I mean? I got enough stress bringing in the money. And now I have to be doing admin as well. That don't make no sense. Because in companies, they pay someone to do the admin. It's called a secretary. Do you know what I'm saying? So if I'm bringing in the money and I'm making your life easier, why am I doing admin as well, bruv? Do you get what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. If your guy goes gym, do you know what I mean? If you want to make sure there's 2 scoops of protein in his shaker so he can just get up and grab it, little things like that. There's so many things that women can do to make themselves useful to man. They'll never leave you, I promise. They'll never leave you, because when they have to go and teach their new gal how to do everything, man's thinking, rah, like I had all of this and I left that. What? Absolutely not, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? You ain't leaving a woman that does all that for you, yeah, just for a bad thing. No way. Worst case scenario, you're just chopping that thing and then you're sending her back to the streets, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're not, bro, absolutely not leaving.
The load.
Yeah,
Let's say
like,
a woman in my life can lessen the load by alleviating stress. She might want to contribute financially. She might want to
Yeah, she might want to contribute financially, but maybe it won't be a big contribution, and women won't want to contribute if they don't have to. There's a reason why, yeah, when you look at admin jobs, like secretaries, PAs and that, majority of them are women, because that's their bag. As a man, that's not my bag. And I'm not trying to make it my bag.
take on the majority of the kids related tasks, things of that.
And same with nurseries and all these other things. If you went to a nursery and it was all male staff, you're not leaving your youth there. You know, like that. So it's not strange that you would expect a woman to do the majority of the childcare, because that's what you're supposed to do. It ain't the patriarchy.
Nature, that's lessening the load. It means that it's not something that we have to think about and stuff.
Yeah.
Just being there, maybe, just, I don't know, just
Like,
being supportive to
having
one
a team
another.
player, like,
I'm trying not
having
to say, she tried to set me up with the sexist
Yeah,
questions. I'm
yeah,
trying.
Yeah, she's trying to. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You're meant to be Robin. I'm Batman. You know them way there. This is what it is. Gal want to be Batman. You'll never be Batman.
You know, I was going to start showing myself, but I said, let me go do the show. I'm scurrying around. You know, I was going to say that, get in the kitchen, chef up the dinner, make sure when I come in, food's
All of that.
ready, everything's nice. Tell me what day I've got to pay that direct debit. Let me
See that? Tell me what day I got to pay that direct debit. This is my guy. This is, bro, you see that? Because we don't want to, bruv, we don't want to see bills. Just tell me what day this needs to be done. I'll transfer the money. This is how men move. Real men.
You know when that direct debit's got to come up. You understand?
I really wanted to answer the question like this. Was she better cook for man?
But
Make sure, man.
no. We're more modern than that, so I'm not falling into those traps.
You
But
answered it in the first breath.
Even
Like,
just
how a
listening,
woman can
even
make
just
a man's
listening to me,
life easier.
my woman can be my therapist. Even her just listening to me and being that, and being
You
loyal.
better go and pay someone to do that and stop burdening her. You know, she's
That's why you're single. That's why you're single.
That's exactly why you're single. Burdening, you know. You see what I mean? Women see, a man expressing how they feel as a burden, and then in the same breath, women say, "Oh, men should talk more." But then when we talk, we're burdening you. Do you see what I'm saying? Because deep down, they don't want to hear man chat. Because you're just a man. You're supposed to internalize that and get the fuck on with it. And this is why we don't chat to them. And this is why you shouldn't chat to them. Do you know what I'm saying? Burdening. These gal don't realize that they contradict themselves so much. But when these gal want to sit down and tell us about, the brethren that got cheated on and all these, we just have to sit there and listen, you know. We have to sit there and listen. Do you know what I'm saying? When they're trying to make us watch fucking their stupid TV shows, Married at First Sight and all these things, we just have to sit there and watch these things reluctantly, you know. But they don't think they're burdening us with watching this trash TV, Housewives and that. Do you know what I'm saying? But if we're genuinely going through something and we're talking to them about it, we're burdening them. We should pay someone else to listen. You see what I'm trying to say? Women are the most selfish creatures on planet Earth, bro. And this is why, man, you always have to make sure, make sure that you don't give them too much, bro. Don't give them too much rope, blood, because they will hang you. You know, they will hang you if you give them too much rope. Don't take no bad up from them. Don't take too much disrespect, because, brother, they will hang you with the rope. Don't worry about them hanging themselves. They're too selfish for that. Do you know what I'm saying? Impossible.
That is why you're single. No. Fuck the can't win. That is why you're
fuck
single.
the can't win.
That's why you're single. See that too? Burdening, you know.
She's trolling.
Burdening.
the sheet.
The man them don't even complain like that.
You see
I'm
that?
a poet in
The
action,
man them
son.
don't
You either remain unbreakable or you end
like
up broken.
that, bro. You know them ones there. Man said, the man them don't even complain like that. Listen to what I'm saying, Men will internalize 99% of everything, and the 1% that you open your mouth about, gal will talk about how you're burdening. Do you know what I mean? But then, them gal are saying they want to get rid of the patriarchy, and the patriarchy don't help men. But you could help men by listening to men, and you've decided that you don't want to listen to us, but the patriarchy. This is crazy work. And this is why, when men, deep it, when men find women, that actually pay attention to them, they fall in love. This is why men go to restaurants and fall in love with the waiters all the time, because you're talking to her and you can see in her eyes she's actually listening to you. And men are not used to that. She's like, right, she's actually listening to me. Brother, she's doing her job. But bro, in the moment, man don't realize she's just taking your order. She's just bare attentive, you know. Man will be talking to the waitress and she's proper listening and writing it down and she's smiling. And man's like, right, she's smiling at me. She's listening to me. Like, what is this? You know, man are not used to this. They're like, nah, it's crazy. Man are saying, right, I think she likes me. Bro, she doing her job. You know the way there, bro. Man's like, bro, I think she likes me, you know. Nah, it's not that, bro. She's doing her job. She's getting paid. But bro, this is what it's like. Man don't know what it's like to have a woman that just listens to them and wants to make them happy, bro. That's why they be falling in love in Nando's. This is the reality. These gal do not want to listen to your shit, man. Them. They don't care. So when she's talking about dissolving patriarchy, it's all a lie, bro. She don't want to dissolve no patriarchy, bro. Because it would be complete chaos. And chaos benefits men more than it benefits women, bro. Because we're bigger and stronger than you. Do you know what I'm saying? We're more economical than you. When it comes to tactical warfare, we're a lot more practical than you as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, common sense ain't that common around women, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so if it just came down to tactics and every man for himself, bro, they wouldn't stand a fucking chance. So they need the patriarchy. They need men to keep men in line so they can thrive. Because without the patriarchy, women are, bro, they're cooked. Do you know what I mean? The only women that would really survive are the ones that knew how to play their role. Do you know what I'm saying? Which means we'd get better women because they wouldn't be able to do shit by themselves and they would know that they need men and they would behave better. That's the truth. So getting rid of the patriarchy would be better for men, but worse for women. You know that? Because they would actually have to behave. You know, like that. And this is the reality. So when these women are out here talking about, yeah, the patriarchy is not good, it's not good for men. Nah, bruv. It's great for you. Absolute foolishness. You know what I mean? Absolute foolishness, bro. Shout out Pounds and Doug because they had to sit there through that. And you know what I'm saying? It's like they let them land in it. They let them talk. And the beauty of women is if you let them talk long enough, they tell on themselves, they contradict themselves. And they did that. Do you know what I'm saying? And they absolutely did that. So the moral of the story is, I'm glad he said it. This is why you're single, bro. Like, she told too many, in that little short clip, yeah, she gave us so many examples of why no man wants her. And that's just it, bro. So hold tight her, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? I hope you find peace, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? But for everything else, do you know what I mean? You can get yourself some cats, blood. You know them ones there, because cats are about as loyal as she is by the looks of it. You know them ones. So yeah, man. Hey, the game is the game, people, innit? Shout out.